What if I tell you, last night you time traveled or spoken to a dead friend, flying over a city, or might be kissing your ex, or might be fighting a dragon made out of office anxiety, and somehow you didn't even question it? That's the power of dreams. But what if I told you that you have been dreaming wrong this the whole time? And today we are going deep into the mystery, the science, the chaos, and the beauty of dreams. Because if you think that dreams are just movies or random visuals in your dreams, let me tell you, you have just only scratched the surface of it. So welcome to our episode 1 of Dream series, and today's question is simple: what dreams really are? And by the end, your entire perception of the dreams might shift a little. So if we talk about the definition of the dreams, a dream is a sequence of images, emotions, thoughts, and sensations that usually occurs involuntarily during the certain stage of sleep. And let me tell you, you dream every night, even you don't remember it. And people forget 90 to 95% of their dreams within 5 minutes of waking up. Dreams feels longer than they are. Dreams only last about 5 to 20 minutes, but it feels like you have lived a whole life there. Dreams are like your secret Instagram stories. They disappear before anyone noticed, and most of the time they are weird. So everything comes down to what is really happening in your brain while you are dreaming. So every night during our sleep, there are certain stages of sleep. First is our NREM sleep, then it's our REM sleep. So in the NREM sleep, there are also subcategories of this sleep like N1, N2 and N3. So N1 sleep is the lighter sleep where we are trying to calm our mind and our heart rate is dropping, and as we move toward the N3 state, which is our deep sleep state, so this state of sleep is basically responsible for all our healing process, where our heart rate gradually drops, and after this deep sleep state we got transferred to the REM state, which is called random eye movement state. In this state, what happens is that our brain is active like we are awake, but our body is in paralyzed state. So these dreams are mostly responsible for our most vivid and intense dreams. Yes, you heard it right. During REM sleep, your body is almost paralyzed. This is to protect you from acting out your dream. Your brain says, okay, you are going to be chased by a raccoon and zombies, but let's first freeze your body. So let's discuss which brain regions are involved during our sleep. So while we are dreaming, these are the parts that plays mostly the role in our dreams. Like here is prefrontal cortex, which is responsible for logical reasoning, and amygdala, which is responsible for our emotions. And while we are dreaming, this amygdala is highly responsive and active, but at the same time, the prefrontal cortex is deactivated by the brain. So you are highly emotional and at the same time you are irrational. Isn't it sound like a dream? So now let's discuss about the variety of dreams that we have during the sleep. So first we have the lucid dreaming. So this is a kind of dream where you can actually control your dream. You became the director, actor, maybe sometime villain of your own dream. And next we have the nightmares. At some point in your life, you all have experienced some kind of nightmare. It might be related to your trauma or some kind of anxiety. So nightmares are basically related to the post-trauma effect. Like if there's something bad happened to you in the past which kind of stuck in your mind, that will transform into a nightmare in your sleep. So the PTSD, which is post-traumatic stress disorder, is an outcome of your nightmares or your post-trauma. Then we have the false awakening. So in these kind of dream, you feel like you are awake in your dream and you start doing your regular routine, like you wake up, you take a bath, you brush your teeth, and then you wake again, like you are doing all those things inside of your dream and you are thinking that you are awake. So that is the part of the false awakening. That is also one kind of dream. Then we have recurring dreams. So recurring dreams basically are related to some kind of symbolic meaning or some kind of things or your desires, your suppressed desires, which you are not able to fulfill in your real life. So those kind of desires reflects in your recurring dreams and symbolizing you or forcing you to fulfill it in your real life. Then we have the sleep paralysis. So in sleep paralysis, you are in some kind of in-between state, like you are some kind of awake, but you are actually sleeping. So what happens is that your brain thinks that you are awake and it behaves like you are fully conscious, but in actual condition, you are asleep. So your body can't move. So that state is called sleep paralysis. Then we have some special kind of dreams which are not actually feels like dreams, it feels like hallucinations. So these are hypnagogic hallucinations and hypnopompic hallucinations. So these are some unique state of your dream. Let's discuss it in a separate way. So hypnagogic and hypnopompic hallucinations are two different types of hallucinations. Hypnagogic hallucinations happens when you are transitioning from wakeful state to a sleeping state. And on the other hand, hypnopompic hallucinations occurs when you are transitioning from sleep to wakefulness. So in hypnagogic hallucinations, you feels like some kind of visual, some physical sensation, like someone is trying to wake you up, or someone is touching you, or someone is walking behind you, like that kind of sensations. What are the things that you can feel in this kind of state? You can hear voices or feeling a sense of falling. In hypnopompic hallucination, they feels like some extension of their dream. If you're dreaming about something, they might be feel like the extension of your dream. Like if you're dreaming about some character or some person, you might feel when you are awake like you can actually see the image of that person in front of you in real life, but that is actually a hallucination, not actual person in front of you. So these are the various types of dreams that you see in your sleep. Every dream that you see in your sleep falls under one of these categories. Now the next most important question is, why do we forget our dreams? So first thing is that the neurochemical environment of your REM sleep suppresses the memory consolidation. So because of that, your dreams actually not stored in your memory. That's why you forgot it as you wake up. And second thing is your hippocampus. Your hippocampus, which is responsible for your long-term memory storage, is actually deactivated during the sleep. That's why you also forget what your dreams are, because they are not stored in a good way in your long-term memory in the hippocampus. And other things also affects why you forget your dream is that because if your dreams are not emotionally that intense, and if you're not able to emotionally register your dream, so with time what it does is it fades away immediately. Dreams are like drunk confession from your brain. They happen at night and vanishes in morning unless you write it down. So this is pretty much it about what are dreams, how brain functions during the dream, how sleep affects dream, why do we forget dream. But in the end, what actually are dreams? Either they are emotional time machines, biological stories, subconscious confession, or maybe even spiritual doorways. So let me tell you, we have just opened the doorways, and in the next video we will go through the historical and cultural significance of dreams and how historians and different civilizations have interpreted the dreams and what dreams actually mean to them. So don't forget to like and comment down your weirdest dream and subscribe, because you have only seen the surface and we are going deeper in the upcoming videos.